Distingués invités, je suis également heureuse d'accueillir l'honorable Michael H. Tulloch et l'honorable Jeffrey B. Marwitz, juge en chef de la Cour supérieure de justice de l'Ontario. Distinguished guests, I am also pleased to welcome the Honorable Michael H. Tulloch, Chief Justice of the Court of Appeal for Ontario, and the Honorable Jeffrey B. Morwitz, Chief Justice of the Ontario Superior Court of Justice. Distinguished guests, please rise as you are able for the arrival of Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, the Honorable Edith Dumont, and her husband, His Honor, Mr. Tony Viscardi. Her Honor is accompanied by Premier Ford and his wife, Mrs. Carla Ford, and the Secretary of the Cabinet, Michelle DiManuel. And please remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute. Distingués invités, veuillez-vous lever dans la mesure du possible pour l'arrivée de son honneur, la Lieutenant Governor de l'Ontario, l'Honorable Edith Dumont, et son conjoint, son honneur, Monsieur Tony Viscardi. Son honneur est accompagné du Premier ministre Ford et de son épouse, Madame Carla Ford, ainsi que la secrétaire du Conseil des ministres, Michelle DiManuel. Et veuillez rester debout pour le salut vice-royal. Distinguished guests, please be seated. Hello, I am Michelle DiManuel, the Secretary of the Cabinet, the Clerk of the Executive Council, and the Head of the Ontario Public Service. In my role today as Clerk, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the swearing-in of our new Executive Council of Ontario. I would like to begin by recognizing that we are on the traditional territories of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and which is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Today, Premier Ford begins his third term as Premier of Ontario. We are here to witness the Premier reaffirm his oath, his Cabinet colleagues take their oaths, and to participate in our ongoing acceptance of a democratically elected government. First, it is my distinct pleasure to invite Elder Gary to provide
our blessing.
Bajo, Ogajige Hikanen, Indigenous, Magazine Dodam, Mississauga and Dow, New Credit Dunje. Ambe Majanda, Chibwani Banda, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, Embe Wajanda, Chibwani Banda, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, Embe Majanda, Chibwani Banda, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, Embe, come, Majanda, let's go over there. Chibwani Banda, before we go to sleep and we forget. Up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, for the fire of knowledge has been lit and the doorway is open. Up in the Gego, Anaquagingo Ba, the doorway to understanding. And so we, as the Mississaugas of the Credit, welcome you to our treaty lands. And we welcome the Honorable Prime Minister, Premier, who comes here to take his third term of office, and we welcome his cabinet. So with those words, we hope that the Aboriginal people will not, you won't fall asleep on us and forget who we are. Miigwech.
Thank you so much. Next, it is my great pleasure to invite the Honorable Edith Dumont, Lieutenant Governor, to make her remarks.
Premier Ford, incoming cabinet ministers, Elder Sue, Ms. Dowswell, Chief Justices, distinguished guests, parliamentarians, public servants, très chers amis, bonjour, good afternoon, bonjour. Ici, dans ce lieu empreint d'histoire et de richesse patrimoniale, nous sommes rassemblés pour vivre ensemble une tradition importante de notre démocratie. Today, we welcome the new Executive Council of the Province of Ontario to be sworn in as their predecessors have been in an unbroken lineage stretching back all the way to 1867. So much has changed since then in our society, yet the tradition we uphold today testifies to the enduring stability of our democracy and to the strength of our public institutions. Premier Ford, new and returning members of the Cabinet, the oath you are about to swear affirm your solemn dedication to preserving this stability and this strength. You will take them in the presence of your peers, your colleagues, your families and friends, and also joining on broadcast and online, the people of Ontario. They are placing their hopes and their trust in you. Collectively, Ontarians understand what a remarkable place we live in, a place that is so rich in natural beauty and heritage, and that has been enriched in countless ways by our embrace of new cultures, languages, and traditions. We know that we are at our best when everyone is able to feel a sense of belonging and unity, and most importantly, a sense of pride. We can feel pride in the values we share, such as kindness, compassion, cooperation, and pluralism, and a determination to stand up for one another in times of adversity and need. And we can feel pride in our democracy, which allows Ontarians to participate together in the dialogue that informs the decisions you, as ministers, will soon be making. Even as you are leaders with significant responsibilities, you are also, first and foremost, public servants dedicated to promoting the common good. We are profoundly grateful that you have answered the call to serve with dedication and with all your heart. Aujourd'hui, nous saluons votre dévouement et votre engagement à servir l'Ontario. Que votre leadership inspire la confiance. Que votre leadership inspire la jeunesse et tous les citoyennes et citoyens de notre province à s'engager pour le plein épanouissement de leur communauté. Avec vos collègues du 44e Parlement, vous avez l'honneur et la noble responsabilité de bâtir un héritage durable, fondé sur la collaboration, le respect et l'innovation. We all know that, like our predecessors from the time of Confederation, Ontarians and Canadians are facing many challenges. And we also know that we have always proved we have the resilience to prevail. There is no doubt that we will emerge even stronger. Together with our diverse perspectives and experiences, we can inspire one another and inspires others throughout Ontario, Canada, and around the world. As we are gathered here in this time of renewal, with spring on its way, we are coming into a season of celebrations. From Victoria Day to National Indigenous Peoples Day, and then to Canada Day, et en septembre, la fête du 50e anniversaire du drapeau des francophones de l'Ontario. Across the province, we will have many opportunities to gather in our communities and nurture the bonds between us. Today, may we celebrate the vibrancy of our democracy and the potential it gives us to build on our traditions and create a future that makes all of us proud to be Ontarians and Canadians. Merci, thank you, miigwech.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before we move on to the administration of the oaths, we will have first the presentation of the Premier's recommendation document. Earlier today, the Lieutenant Governor met with the Premier to receive formal advice on the appointment of members of the Executive Council and ministers responsible for various portfolios. Her Honour has indicated her intent to sign the Premier's recommendation documents. This document formally signifies her acceptance of the recommendations put forward by the Premier for membership and portfolios in the Executive Council for the Province of Ontario. What I will now do is present the Premier's recommendation document to Her Honour for her signature. Thank you, Your Honour. We will now proceed to the rest of the formal ceremony. I will first call upon Premier Ford to come forward and reaffirm his oath as the Premier of Ontario.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Howard. Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you so much. And the applause goes right back to each and every one of you. I'm so grateful. I, Doug Ford, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust posed in me as Premier and President of the Council and the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs of the Province of Ontario. So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations, Premier Ford. I will now administer the oath of allegiance and member of the Executive Council to the ministers as a group. Then, each minister will come forward to take their individual oaths of office. Following the administration of the oaths, Her Honour will entrust the Great Seal of Ontario to the Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery and Procurement. I would now like to ask all of the members of the Executive Council to please stand for the oath of allegiance and member of the Executive Council, which I will now read on behalf of each of you. I do swear that I will faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. I swear, to the best of my ability, I will serve with honesty. I will serve faithfully as a member of His Majesty's Executive Council in the Province of Ontario. I will be vigilant, diligent, and circumspect in the performance of my duties. I will speak my mind in council openly and honestly, without partiality, fear, or favor. I will respect as secret all matters that may be discussed by the Executive Council in arriving at a decision of the Executive Council, and not disclose outside the Council any facts pertaining to such matters. I will not discuss the decisions of the Executive Council outside of the Council without the consent of the Executive Council, provided that I may discuss such decisions with members of my ministry staff if I deem it advisable. I will not discuss to any person outside the Executive Council any discussions or decisions related to the conduct of a member of the Executive Council. Ministers, please signify your acceptance now by saying either, "So help me God," or "I affirm." Thank you, ministers. Please be seated. I will now call forward the members of the Executive Council of Ontario in order of precedence to swear their oaths. Ms. Sylvia Jones returns as Minister of Health. In addition, Minister Jones returns as the Deputy Premier of Ontario. I ask Minister Jones to please come forward to take her oath.
I, Sylvia Jones, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Deputy Premier and Minister of Health of the Province of Ontario, so help me God. Congratulations, Minister Jones. Mr. Victor Fedeli returns as Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. I would ask Minister Fedeli to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Victor Fedeli, swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Fideli. Lisa Thompson returns as Minister of Rural Affairs. I'd ask Minister Thompson to come forward.
I, Lisa Marguerite Thompson, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Rural Affairs of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister. Minister Raymond Cho returns as Minister for Seniors and Accessibility. I'd ask Minister Cho to please come forward.
I, Raymond Sungju Cho, swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister for Seniors and Accessibility of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations again, Minister Cho. Mr. Peter Bethenfalvy returns as our Minister of Finance. I'd ask Minister Bethenfalvy to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Peter Bethenfalvy, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Finance of the Province of Ontario. Je, Peter Bethlen Favy, jure d'utiliser fidèlement et consciencieusement les pouvoirs et les confiances qui me sont dévolus et d'exercer au mieux de mes aptitudes et de mes connaissances les fonctions qui me sont confiées à titre de ministère des Finances de la province de l'Ontario. Ainsi Dieu me soit en aide. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Bethlen Falvey. Mr. Paul Calandra becomes the Minister of Education. I'd ask Mr. Calandra to come forward to take his oath.
I, Paul Calandra, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Education of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Calandra. Mr. Doug Downey returns as the Attorney General. I'd ask Minister Downey to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Doug Downey, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Attorney General of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Downey. Jill Dunlop becomes Minister of Emergency Preparedness and Response. I'd ask Minister Dunlop to please come forward to take her oath.
I, Jill Dunlop, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed to me as Minister of Emergency Preparedness and Response of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Dunlop. Mr. Stephen Lecce becomes Minister of Energy and Mines. Please come forward.
I, Stephen Francis Lecce, swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Energy and Mines of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Lecce. Caroline Mulrooney returns as Minister of Francophone Affairs. In addition, Minister Mulrooney returns as President of the Treasury Board. I would ask Minister Mulrooney to now come take her oath.
Je, Caroline Mulroney, jure d'utiliser fidèlement et consciencieusement les pouvoirs et la confiance qui me sont dévolus et d'exercer au mieux de mes aptitudes et de mes connaissances les fonctions qui me sont confiées à titre de ministre des Affaires francophones et présidente du Conseil du Trésor de la province de l'Ontario. I, Caroline Mulrooney, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Francophone Affairs and President of the Treasury Board of the Province of Ontario. Ainsi Dieu me soit en aide, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Mulrooney. David Windsor Piccini returns as Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development. I would ask Minister Piccini to please come forward to take his oath.
I, David Windsor Piccini, swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister. Greg Rickford becomes Minister of Indigenous Affairs and First Nations Economic Reconciliation. In addition, Minister Rickford becomes the minister responsible for the Ring of Fire Economic and Community Partnerships.
I, Greg Rickford, solemnly affirm that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Indigenous Affairs and First Nations Economic Reconciliation of the Province of Ontario. Okay. All right. Okay.
Congratulations, Minister. Pravneet Sakaria returns as Minister of Transportation. I'd ask Minister Sakaria to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Pravneet Singh Sarkaria, solemnly affirm that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Transportation of the Province of Ontario.
Congratulations, Minister Sakaria. Kinga Surma returns as Minister of Infrastructure. I ask Minister Surma to please come forward to take her oath.
I, Kinga Surma, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as the Minister of Infrastructure of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister. Michael Sean Kersner returns as our Solicitor General. I'd ask Minister Kersner to please come forward.
I, Michael Sean Kersner, swear that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Solicitor General for the Province of Ontario. Je, Michael Sean Kersner, jure d'utiliser fidèlement et consciencieusement les pouvoirs et les confiances qui me sont dévolus et d'exercer au mieux de mes aptitudes et de mes connaissances les fonctions que me sont confiées à titre de solliciteur général de la province de l'Ontario, ainsi Dieu me soit en aide. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister. Neil Lumsden returns as the Minister of Sport. I'd ask Minister Lumsden to come forward to take his oath.
I, Neil Lumsden, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister of Sport of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Lumsden. George Peary becomes Minister of Northern Economic Development and Growth. I'd ask Minister Peary to please come forward to take his oath.
I, George Peary, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister of Northern and Economic Development and Growth of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Peary. Stan Cho returns as the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Gaming. I'd ask Minister Cho to please come forward.
I, Stan Cho, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister of Tourism, Culture and Gaming of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Thank you, Minister. I had one job, turn the page. Minister Parsa returns as the Minister of Children's, Community and Social Services. Minister Parsa, please come forward.
I, Michael Parsa, solemnly affirm that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services of the Province of Ontario.
Congratulations, Minister Parsa. Rob Flack becomes Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. I'd ask Minister Flack to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Rob Flack, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing for the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations again, Minister Flack. Todd McCarthy becomes Minister of the Environment, Conservation and Parks. I'd ask Minister McCarthy to please come forward.
I, Todd Joseph McCarthy, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of the Environment, Conservation and Parks of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister McCarthy. Andrea Kanjan becomes Minister of Red Tape Reduction. I'd ask the Minister to please come forward to take her oath.
I, Andrea Kanjan, solemnly swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers that trusted and reposed in me as Minister of Red Tape Reduction. So help me God. Thank you. Congratulations, Minister Kanjan.
Stephen Crawford becomes Minister of Public and Business Services, Delivery and Procurement. I'd ask Minister Crawford to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Stephen Crawford, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as the Minister of Public and Business Service Delivery and Procurement of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Crawford. Mike Harris becomes the Minister of Natural Resources. I'd ask Minister Harris to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Mike Harris, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as the Minister of Natural Resources of the Province of Ontario, so help me God.
Congratulations again, Minister Harris. Natalia Kusundova-Bashta returns as our Minister of Long-Term Care. I'd ask the Minister to now please come forward to take her oath.
I, Natalia Kusendova-Bashta, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trust reposed in me as Minister of Long-Term Care of the Province of Ontario. Je, Natalia Kusendova-Bashta, jure d'utiliser fidèlement et consciencieusement les pouvoirs et la confiance qui me sont dévolus et d'exercer au mieux de mes aptitudes et de mes connaissances les fonctions qui me sont confiées à titre de ministre des Soins de longue durée de l'Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations again, Minister Kusindova Bashta. Trevor Jones becomes Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agribusiness. I ask Minister Jones to please come forward to take his oath.
I, Trevor Jones, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agribusiness for the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations again, Minister. Nolan Quinn becomes Minister of Colleges, Universities, Research Excellence and Security. I'd ask the Minister to come forward to take his oath.
I, Nolan Quinn, swear that I will duly and faithfully, to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as Minister of Colleges, Universities, Research Excellence and Security in the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister Quinn. Graham McGregor becomes the Minister of Citizenship and Multiculturalism. Minister McGregor, please come forward to take your oath.
I, Graham McGregor, swear that I will duly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as the Minister of Citizenship and Multiculturalism of the Province of Ontario. So help me God.
Congratulations, Minister. Graydon Smith becomes the Associate Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Minister Smith, please come forward to sign your oath. Congratulations, Minister. Michael Tabolo becomes Associate Attorney General. Minister Tabolo, please come forward to take your oath of allegiance, to sign it. Thank you, Minister. Charmaine Williams returns as Associate Minister of Women's Social and Economic Opportunity. I'd ask the Minister to come forward to sign her oath. Congratulations, Minister Williams. Nina Tangri returns as Associate Minister of Small Business. I'd ask the Minister to please come forward to sign her oath. Thank you, Minister Tangri. Vijay Thanagasalam becomes the Associate Minister of Mental Health and Addictions. I'd ask the Minister to please come forward and sign his oath. Congratulations, Minister Thanagasalam. Sam Oosterhoff becomes Associate Minister of Energy Intensive Industries. Minister, please come forward to sign your oath. Congratulations. Kevin Holland returns as Associate Minister of Forestry and Forest Products. I'd ask the Minister to come forward to sign his oath of allegiance. Congratulations, Minister. Z. Ahmed becomes Associate Solicitor General for Auto Theft and Bail Reform. I'd ask the Minister to come forward to sign his oath of allegiance. Congratulations, Minister. I would now like to ask Her Honour, the Lieutenant Governor, in her capacity as the Keeper of the Great Seal of Ontario, to entrust the seal to the custody of the Honourable Stephen Crawford, Minister of Public and Business Services, Service Delivery and Procurement. Minister Crawford, please come forward to join Her Honour and accept the Great Seal. We don't let it go too far. It is now my distinct honor. I'd like to ask our ministers to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new Executive Council of the Province of Ontario. Thank you, ministers. It is now my distinct honor to invite the Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Doug Ford, to come forward to deliver his remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and I want to thank you for being here. Such a historic day. Your Honor, thank you. Thank you for your service and our friendship as well. And I do want to acknowledge former Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Dodswell. We had a very special relationship as well. Your Honor, thank you. Our two great Chief Justices, thank you for keeping law and order and implementing, well, actually, you aren't law and order, but it ends up on your lap, so I better stop there. As well as Ontario's Secretary of Cabinet and Clerk of the Executive Council, Michelle D'Emmanuel. Thank you. I want to thank both for being such an incredible partner day in and day out, and everything you do for delivering for the people of Ontario. I also want to welcome former Premier Mike Harris. Mike. Thank you. Premier Harris got our family in this in the first place. Actually, I think it was Bob Ray that got us in, and then my dad worked with you, but what a great team you had. And I want to welcome all my colleagues, both in cabinet and in the legislature. I couldn't do it without you. I have the greatest team ever assembled in politics. Yes, Premier Harris, yours was good. You had my dad on the team too, but we really do. We have the best team I've ever seen. As members of Ontario's provincial parliament, we have the honor, we have the responsibility of acting on behalf of the people of this great province. This is not a responsibility any of us take lightly. As MPPs, as cabinet ministers, we've been entrusted by the people with the well-being of our democracy and our province. I look forward to working with each and every one of you, no matter your party stripe or political ideology, to earn that trust through the work we do every single day. My friends, it's no exaggeration to say Ontario is facing one of the most pressing and significant challenges in the history of our province. Free trade between Canada and the United States has been one of the greatest win-wins in the history of the world. It's created unparalleled wealth on both sides of the border. It's created millions and millions of jobs on both sides of the border. And it's supported unprecedented economic growth on both sides of the border. Together with the United States, we have built the most prosperous, most secure, and most successful trading relationship in the entire world. We fought side by side on the battlefields of Europe, Korea, and Afghanistan, defending our shared values. We are neighbors, we are allies, we are partners, we are friends, and we are both better off as a result. But the last few months and the next few years are going to challenge our friendship with the United States like we've never seen before. President Trump is going to extreme lengths to impose his tariffs on the world, no matter the cost to Americans. U.S. markets have lost $4 trillion in value, putting millions of Americans' hard-earned pensions and retirement savings at risk. Chaos and uncertainty are causing global investors to second-guess investments into the American economy. And if this continues, when President Trump proceeds with more tariffs, factories, floors, and assembly lines across American Rust Belt and deep in red states will close down, causing mass layoffs the likes of which the U.S. hasn't seen in a generation. It doesn't have to be this way. I've been clear, we will never stop working and engaging with our American counterparts to protect and enhance the most successful trading relationship the world has ever seen. I call it Fortress AMCAN. Working together, we can be the richest, most successful, safest, and most secure two countries in the world. Working together, we can usher in a new Canadian and American century. Another American president understood the unmistakable value of free trade between allies. In November 1988, the great Ronald Reagan spoke these words, and I'll quote, "We too often talk about trade while using the vocabulary of war. In war, for one side to win, the other must lose. But commerce is not warfare. Trade is an economic alliance that benefits both countries. There are no losers, only winners, and trade helps strengthen the free world." President Reagan continued, "Yet today, protectionism is being used by some American politicians as a cheap form of nationalism, a fig leaf for those unwilling to maintain America's military strength and who lack the resolve to stand up to the real enemies, countries that would use violence against us or our allies." Reagan also said, "Our peaceful trading partners are not our enemies. They are our allies." We should be aware of the demagogues who are ready to declare a trade war against our friends, weakening our economy, our national security, and the entire free world, all while cynically waving the American flag. The expansion of the international economy is not a foreign invasion. It's an American triumph, one we worked hard to achieve, and something central to our vision of a peaceful and prosperous world of freedom. End of quote. President Reagan's words ring just as true today as they did nearly 40 years ago. And I know, Caroline, your father was right there with him. I sincerely hope President Trump and his administration heed the lessons of his late, great American president. But hope is never a strategy. We need to be prepared for the worst as we continue to work for the best. We need to be ready. We need to defend the progress we have made over the past 7 years. More than 1 million more jobs today than we were first elected in 2018. A million more jobs without ever raising a tax on people or businesses. We've attracted more than $70 billion in new investments into our economy, in new auto and battery plants, in our manufacturing sector, in new life science facilities, in Ontario's growing tech sector. Now together, we have to fight hard to protect our progress. We need to make our economy more competitive by cutting red tape, speeding up approvals, to make Ontario the best place in the world to invest, create jobs, and do business. We need to develop our vast natural resources. We need to unlock the enormous economic potential of the Ring of Fire. We need to build up homegrown critical mineral supply chains. including by building out Ontario's processing capacity so we can create good-paying jobs and make Ontario more prosperous and more secure. We need all levels of government to get behind nation-building infrastructure so we can reduce our reliance on the United States and build the highways, pipelines, and railroads that will bind our country together and help businesses find new customers in new markets. In the face of President Trump's tariffs, we need to support workers by investing in skills training and doubling down on our plan to build Ontario with new investments in roads, highways, transit, hospitals, schools, and infrastructure so we keep our workers on the job, building Ontario no matter what. We need to do all of this because without a strong economy, we cannot have a strong province. We cannot fund the critical programs, things like healthcare and education that families need and rely on. Friends, this is the plan we brought to the people of Ontario last month. This is the plan the people of Ontario endorsed. It's a plan to protect Ontario in the face of President Trump's tariffs and to build Ontario, to build Canada for the long term. In the months and years ahead, we're going to deliver on this plan, and I'm going to fight like I've never fought before with a united Team Ontario, a united Team Canada, alongside mayors, municipalities, First Nations, union leaders, frontline workers, and businesses. Team Ontario and Team Canada is up to the challenge. We will rise to the occasion because this is the greatest province in the greatest country on earth. Thank you. A country that is being blessed with abundant resources, incredible people, talented workers, and a proud history. So together, let's stand strong and firm. Let's be clear. Canada will never be the 51st state. Canada is not for sale. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Please, honestly, I'm getting chills all up and down my body right now. I honestly am. Canada is a country that is and will always be proudly independent, the true north, strong and free. Thank you, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much.
Distinguished guests, please rise as you are able for the singing of O Canada, performed by Jelisa Bernardin, a grade 12 student of the vocal music concentration at the Centre d'Excellence Artistique de l'Ontario, and then remain standing for the departure of the official party. Distingués invités, veuillez-vous lever dans la mesure du possible pour le chant de O Canada, interprété par Jelisa Bernardin, une élève de 12e année inscrite au programme de musique vocale au Centre d'Excellence Artistique de l'Ontario. Et veuillez ensuite rester debout pour le départ du parti au pouvoir. Merci.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love is God's command. Car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. Merci beaucoup à toutes et à tous d'être venus aujourd'hui. I'd like to recognize the Ontario Provincial Police Ceremonial Unit and the Legislative Protective Service Ceremonial Unit for supporting us with their impressive color parties. This concludes our ceremony. However, the ROM has graciously opened the Daphne Cockwell Gallery dedicated to First Peoples art and culture on this floor for our guests to enjoy until 5 p.m. this afternoon. Museum staff will be pleased to guide you. Once again, on behalf of the province of Ontario, thank you so much to everyone for coming today. Je vous souhaiterais remercier la garde de cérémonie de la police provinciale de l'Ontario et la garde de cérémonie du service de protection de l'Assemblée législative de nous avoir soutenus avec leur garde de drapeau impressionnant. Ceci conclut notre cérémonie. Toutefois, le ROM a gracieusement ouvert la galerie Daphne Cockwell consacrée à l'art et à la culture du premier peuple à cet étage pour que nos invités puissent en profiter jusqu'à 17 h cet après-midi. Les personnels du musée se feront un plaisir de vous guider. Au nom de la province de l'Ontario, je vous remercie encore une fois d'avoir été parmi nous aujourd'hui. Merci.